Having reached the hour of 5:30, I am calling the January 9th, 2024 Modesto City Council meeting to order and ask the city clerk to call the roll.
Councilmember Scutia-Brayton.
Here.
Vice Mayor Alvarez.
Here.
Councilmember Ricky.
Here.
Councilmember Bavaro.
Here.
Councilmember Williams.
Here.
Councilmember Wright.
Here.
And Mayor Zwellen.
Here. Will everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the invocation from Sandy Gunderson, City Ministry Network. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this opportunity that we could come here. Lord, we thank you for our community, for our city that we love, that we live in. We're so grateful for it. Lord, I thank you for these city officials, for the sacrifices that they've made in their position. Lord, I ask for wisdom tonight for the decisions that need to be made. I ask, God, that you would give them the wisdom needed, Father, so that Modesto would remain a city that we can grow up in and grow old in. Lord, once again, we just thank you for this opportunity where we can all come together. And we just ask that your presence would be here tonight in a mighty, powerful way. In your name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. All right, does the city clerk have any announcements?
Yes, Mayor. Just a reminder, public comment is 3 minutes, and there are blue speaker cards at the entrance of the chambers.
Thank you. Do any of the council members have any conflicts of interest? Seeing none, will the city attorney report out on closed session, please?
Yes, Mayor. The council held closed session today related to existing litigation. No reportable action was taken.
Thank you. Next is item 1, presentations of the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting and Popular Annual Financial Reporting Award by Government Finance Officers Association for fiscal year ending June 30th, 2022, and presentation for the Distinguished Budget Presentation Award by GFOA for fiscal year 2023-24 budget. Our City Manager, Joe Lopez, will present at this time.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm proud to announce that the city has been awarded 3 separate awards related to the city's financial reporting from the Government Finance Officers Association, better known as GFOA. GFOA is a professional association of state and local finance officers in the United States and Canada who have served public finance profession. These awards represent staff's dedication to the highest standards of financial stewardship and transparency. First, the annual comprehensive financial report. The city has received this award for excellence financial reporting for fiscal year ending June 30th, 2022. This award represents the city's 40th consecutive year receiving this award. The GFOA established the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting in 1945 to encourage and assist state and local governments to go beyond the minimum requirements of generally accepted accounting principles to prepare comprehensive annual financial reports that evidence the spirits of transparency and full disclosure, and then to recognize individual governments that succeed in achieving this goal. The city has successfully received this award due to the efforts and dedication of Accounting Manager Maria Garnica and the accounting division staff who have performed to accomplish this award. As for the PAFR, the Popular Annual Financial Reporting, this is our 6th year receiving this award. The PAFR it was established in 1991 to encourage and assist state and local governments to present information from their ACFR to produce high quality annual financial reports specifically designed to be readily accessible and easily understandable without the background to individuals without background in public finance, and then recognize individual governments for achieving this goal. The city has successfully received this award due to the efforts of the Community Relations Division and the Budget Division. The next award was for the budget, and this is our 4th time achieving this award. To receive this prestigious award, the government must demonstrate they meet the program criteria and excel as a policy document, financial plan, operations guide, and a communication tool. The GFOA established this award in 1984 to encourage and assist state and local governments to prepare budget documents to the very highest quality that reflect both the guidelines established by the National Advisory Council on State and Local Budgeting and the GFOA's best practices on budgeting, and then to recognize the individual governments that succeed in achieving this goal. This award is the highest form of recognition in government budget, and its attainment represents a significant achievement by the organizations that receive them. The city has successfully received this award due to the tireless efforts from the budget division and the city departments and their continued dedication to the annual process. With the City of Modesto being recognized for these 3 GFOA awards, the city will also be designated as GFOA's Triple Crown winner for the 3rd year in a row. To qualify for this award, an entity must meet high standards of all 3 separate awards. Winning any one of these awards would be a great accomplishment, but to win all 3 is extremely rare, with less than 1% of all local agencies in the United States and Canada successfully achieving this designation. These 3 awards could not be accomplished without the hard work and dedication of all of our departments and all of our staff. The City of Modesto will continue to strive to achieve this award to be recognized for producing these reports to communicate our financial picture in a transparent manner and complying with all applicable standards. Again, I just want to recognize and appreciate our staff for all their hard work and dedication in achieving these awards.
Thank you very much for those remarks. I too would like to congratulate our staff for the hard work and dedication that is required to achieve these accomplishments. Are there any remarks from council members at this time? Councilmember Wright.
Thank you, Mayor. I know this is the 3rd year since I've been on the council, and every year we've received this award since I've been here. And I've always said that we have a great staff, we have a great managers, and we got people that are hard workers that want to do nothing but the best for this city. So my hat's off to you, and congratulations on receiving this award again. Hopefully, I'm anticipating you're going to receive it, every year for a long period of time. But thanks.
All right, Councilmember Williams.
Just thank you, Mayor. Just want to say thank you again also to our staff for an impeccable job well done. Thank you.
All right, so I see several awards there. We would like to take a picture to congratulate everyone. So those of you that have worked so hard for these awards, would you please join us in front of the podium here, and we will take a picture. Who would like to join? All right. As noted on the agenda, public comment will only be in person. Zoom will still be available for viewing and wordly translation. Does anyone wish to speak on any item under public comment? This is for items not on the council agenda, and you have 3 minutes to speak. So I have several blue cards. I will read them in the order that I received them. First is Samuel White.
Good evening, council. Go ahead and hit start and get my 3 minutes on. I'm going to dedicate my first 30 seconds to the real men and women that dedicated their lives to this country. "30 seconds, not 30 minutes. All right. So where do I start since I have 1 minute and 50 seconds? So nice awards. Where'd they go? All right. Back to that. So the new buildings up in North Modesto, again by Gallo, which they already can't fix the roads, or Beerbird Park, I don't even know. It's been around in Modesto about 100 years, I'd say so. My family's grew up there generations. The last time it was ever touched was a homeless campment, which I gave away to the homeless, water, food, and shelter, since nobody else can build those. Also on that, I'm a South Modesto resident, as we know, last time I've been here. Well, nothing has changed. Still gunshots every night, and still burnouts every night. Still no sidewalks, and the sidewalks they put in was $25 million without a drainage system. $25 million. I'll put that in for $1 million right now. So when are we going to start holding people accountable in these companies? West Whitmore, Gallo has more than warehouses they already need. Now they're going to need some in North Modesto, but we have no housing for the youth or my age, middle-aged men, middle-aged women. Nobody wants to stand up for them. Anybody want to stand up against Gavin Newsom and ask what's going on in the CDC biolab and down in Fresno, or is anybody going to speak upon that? How many biolabs do we have in Modesto? Has anyone talked to Fresno? Mr. Acosta? Negative, I doubt it. So what I'm saying here is today, well, I have 20 seconds, so, my mother has stage 4 cancer as well, and I'm just a concerned citizen. Don't mind me, though, You guys have a good day. I'm going to dedicate that last 10 to the real men and women from this country. Have a good day.
All right, the next person
RPW.
is Danielle Morcart. Welcome, Danielle.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council members. My name is Danielle Morker. I'm here on behalf of Assemblymember Juan Alanis, who represents the 22nd Assembly District in the state. I just wanted to come here tonight just to give a legislative update. Currently, due to the new year, we are also in a new government session. The Assembly member has been appointed a few committees. The first being he is now Vice Chair of Agriculture, Vice Chair of Public Safety, Business and Profession, Labor and Employment, Military and Veteran Affairs, Water, Parks, and Wildlife. And of course, if there's anything that the Assembly member or his office can do for you or the City of Modesto, please don't hesitate on reaching out. Thank you.
You're welcome. Next is Daphne Zuniga.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay. Good evening, Mayor and City Council. My name is Daphne Zuniga, and I am a member of the Park Youth Committee, which is a diverse group of high school students leading the ACT Modesto Park Equity Project. And we would like to formally invite you all, the city staff, and also the public to our community presentation on January 29th, which will be held in the Neighborhood Center at Marshall Park, which begins also at 5 p.m. This bilingual presentation will contain information and data from the surveys completed by community members over the course of the project and the accomplished policy work by the Park Youth Committee, as well as the next steps for the project. This will also be a perfect opportunity to ask any questions and provide feedback for the Park Youth Committee. In addition to the presentation, the Park Youth Committee will be providing an information one-pager, which we have with us today. We created that highlight current health and social well-being statistics for youth in Modesto, as well as important community data on how to improve park access at James Marshall and Robertson Road Park. And we would like to thank you for your time and thank you to the City Council members who have RSVP'd to the presentation. And we look forward to seeing you on the 29th. Have a great evening.
Thank you. Next is Steve.
I feel like I always do this wrong because it feels weird if I have a tendency to like suck on a little too much there. You guys can hear me, right?
Yes.
Sick. I have a lot that I need to say. So far, you guys have shown me you're not really that interested. I haven't forgotten that you literally threatened to assault me in front of the mayor, the police chief, and several of these people. We have an extremely pressing matter, like a dark cloud hanging over this community. The process by which Joseph LaMantia is either granted or denied his job back as a cop in Modesto is kept from the public. It is almost entirely a behind closed doors, secretive thing. We don't know when it will take place. I don't have updated information personally. I'm not special enough for it, but it is my understanding. I believe there is no date set yet. I'm not really sure, right? You guys still have time. You've been called out on your lie over and over again, Sue. I know we're all tired of hearing me saying it, but you guys are not forbidden by the Brown Act to speak entirely, okay? So if you want to just go ahead and come out and say that you've ordered them all to hold their tongue because it has to do with the police, then I would very much respect that. But I'm going to read this directly from the city's official website. These are the rules attached to tonight's agenda packet. Regarding public comment in person, 3-minute time limit per speaker rather. Only interested persons in the audience may present these matters. Under state law, council members may respond to matters being presented under this item only as follows. So I understand that to mean that this is our time, which you've been clear about, right? What you lied about is that you are allowed to participate, and a lot of us have called on you too. The rules say that you may respond to matters being presented under the item only as follows. A, briefly respond to statements made or questions raised. B, ask a question for clarification. C, provide a reference to staff or other resources for factual information. D, request staff to report back at a subsequent meeting. And C, finally, a council member or the council itself may take action to direct staff to place a matter of business on a future agenda. Okay, that's regarding public comments, okay? I know that you guys have mentioned, and a lot of us already know, that this decision is left up to an arbitrator. We don't know who this person is, but we know it's not you. And you told us that you can't do anything. We know that it's not your say, but you are elected officials, and we want you to speak up on behalf of this city. There are very few people in this town who want Joseph LaMantia to come back. So I'd like to know what you are prepared to do. Thank you.
You're welcome. Next is William Russell.
Good evening. My name is William Russell. I have one question for the council in regard to Joseph LaMantia being brought back onto the Modesto Police Department. Should a judge order that he be reinstated, what actions, specific concrete actions, are council members and the mayor willing to take or plan to take to prevent his being rehired? And I'll devote the rest of my time to your response.
As was mentioned previously, I will refer this to our city attorney, who may be able to give more information surrounding this. That would be the staff person that would be responsible for explaining this. And we would be happy to have that discussion offline where there's not a 3-minute time limit.
There's a bunch of other people up there.
Mayor, I do have a brief.
right now.
I do have a brief response. This is a personnel matter, as you know. I'm fully aware of the personnel matter. And yes, I'm concerned about the personnel matter, but I cannot comment further than that at this point.
May I ask why?
It's still going through the process.
Okay, but I'm asking that should the process come down in a specific way, what actions, if any, is the city council or the mayor willing or able to take, concrete and specific, if you are ordered to
Right.
rehire
As
them?
I stated, as was stated here, if you would like to read specifically that we can refer to staff, which I've done, and you can have every question answered.
Okay, I still have 1 minute and 10 seconds to listen to any response from anybody up here.
And I will tell you, Mayor, if I may make a
Sure.
comment, the difficulty in responding, sometimes it is a personnel matter, and that's why it is difficult for the council to respond.
Can I remind
as
the council that the
said.
personnel matter that you're referring to is a serial killer police officer who has 5 dead people under his belt, who has been put on leave multiple times and is currently planning on arbitrating possibility of rehiring. 5 dead people are on the hands of the Modesto City Police Department, and all of you can only refer to this as a personnel matter. I would be ashamed to refer to such a thing in that oblique and anodyne manner. You have a responsibility to this city to approach this problem with seriousness and the gravity that it demands. So, if you have no plans to deal with a serial killer being placed back on the Modesto police force, just say that. Otherwise, I would be happy to meet with you in person at a later date. I'll relinquish the rest of my time.
All right, next we have Giancarlo.
Mayor, if I may, can we please get this gentleman's contact so we can follow up with him?
Yes. All right, welcome.
Hi, good evening, everybody. I'm also a concerned community member, and I'm really concerned over the possible reinstatement of Joseph Lamantia to the Modesto Police Force. So a couple really important statistics to kind of mention is that on a yearly basis, nationally, about over 70% of police officers never draw their guns while on duty. And some police officers can brag about having a full career without ever drawing their gun. Hence, we have a person who was on Modesto's police force, Joseph Lamantia, who definitely did not follow those statistics, and in his 12-year career span had shot 5 people and killed 5 people. And unfortunately, Trevor Seaver was his latest victim, which was definitely a preventable thing to happen since earlier on he was put on administrative leave before that. So we do have here some demands, obviously. We just want to make sure that a person as dangerous as that will never be a cop again in Modesto. We really want the mayor and city council members to use their position to prevent this person from being reinstated. And we have heard that he is in arbitration to possibly get his job back. And if that's the case, we would really want Trevor Seaver's mom to testify in that hearing and not it be a behind closed doors hearing. And honestly, we just want the mayor and city council members to really stand in solidarity with us, because it's really a matter of public safety, and that's our concern, and that's why we're here. And just like stated before, your rules do allow y'all to briefly respond to statements made or questions raised. And from the previous one, I just have this question. Do you think it is safe to bring back a police officer who has already killed many people? And like you said, this is a personnel matter. Another question that I have is, if you can't really answer these questions and really reassure that you can keep us safe in an obvious way, then how can the public trust you and the police force at all? And I'll let y'all go ahead and answer that. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
I'll let y'all answer that. That's what I'm saying. Sorry.
Our number one priority is public safety.
Have you fulfilled that priority?
I can't have a dialogue.
So how can you keep us safe? I have one solution too. Just help us ensure that this person is not reinstated, because we have heard also from Chief of Police that he's definitely a liability. Thank you.
Next is Ramon Rodriguez.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and council members. Recently, I watched an Instagram clip from 209 Times involving Modesto Police Department, and I saw it was a concerning video where they have a bunch of Modesto police officers and a bunch of squad cars pulling over a hot dog vendor in downtown Modesto. And what I've realized is that the vendor, he probably does not know Spanish. He probably speaks an indigenous language. And all he's doing is just working and selling hot dogs for a living, while a lot of bystanders in that video are criticizing the police force for wasting their manpower over a hot dog vendor. Public safety is number one, but you're targeting a hot dog vendor? For what? And having a bunch of police cars pulling over a hot dog vendor? When there's violent crime happening in West Side Modesto and South Modesto and everywhere, and a fentanyl crisis? Anyways, Joseph Lamatia, the controversy again, he's trying to get his job back. And I fear if he ever comes back to Modesto Police Department, it's going to be a hell of a liability. We know that he's not going to change his ways. He's going to continue on with his violent gladiator mentality just to maim and kill people like he did when he was in the police force for 12 years. And a lot of people do not want him. And if he comes back, that's going to be a lot of pain, and it's going to be insulting for the impacted families. 5 impacted families, especially Trevor Seaver's family, because if it ever comes back, that's going to hurt him a lot, and that's going to cost the city millions of more dollars if Joseph Lamatia ever hurts or kills someone again. And we've been saying this for the past 3 years. We don't want him here. He should have been in prison, but the justice system just let him go through. And another topic, the first speaker here, he was just fooling you because we know that he's a far-right bigoted extremist. And last meeting, you have a literal neo-Nazi here wearing neo-Nazi insignias, and you guys showed a bunch of coward leadership not kicking him out, but all you do is to show you want to kick out certain members of the community for speaking out what's going on, but for neo-Nazis, it's disgusting that you did not even tell them to get out of here. All you do is you told them online last council meetings that they are not welcome, but for a real neo-Nazi here, you just let them speak for 3 minutes and nobody ever condemned or anything. And that's a real concern because these neo-Nazis are dangerous felons and they'll use violence. And you guys didn't even do nothing or condemn. That's why people here are in danger. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
You're welcome. Gavin Bruce.
Hi, thank you, Council, for the opportunity to speak tonight. I wanted to start by just expressing my Disappointment at the decision to take away the option for participating via Zoom. I know that you have the option to be able to tune into the meetings and to, and to watch the meetings and listen via Zoom. But I think that having the option to submit public comment via Zoom is a very useful tool for just getting more public engagement in our local government and matters affecting our communities. As you all know, I'm sure there are people for various reasons that can't be here in person, childcare needs, transportation, disabilities, work, whatever it might be. And so in order to ensure that there's equitable access to these city council meetings and also to the ability to be able to exercise a First Amendment right by being able to speak to council about matters that affect our communities, I was disappointed to see that tool that was very valuable during COVID has since been taken away, and I'm not sure why, if it worked during COVID, that now we can't have it. If it was working, it seems that we should continue to allow that. The other thing I wanted to mention is I did also want to reiterate my concern over the prospects of former officer Joseph Lamantia possibly becoming reinstated on our police force. There's a few obvious reasons for my concerns. One is I obviously, probably needless to say, don't have experience in law enforcement, but I do have experience as a citizen and a resident of this community, and I have personally, and I have called the police before for certain things that happen in my community that are outside of my control and that I didn't feel safe addressing myself. And I have actually hesitated and not called the police for fear that it was going to be escalated, given what I've seen from many police departments across the country and even ours specifically. And so I think there's a big public safety liability if this officer, if this former officer is allowed to be on our police force again. Also, it calls into question, public faith in our police department and in our city in general if this commitment to justice and commitment to public safety seems to be violated by allowing this former officer to come back onto our police force. And then there's also the liability of future lawsuits. And so that's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there anyone else wishing to speak under public comment at this time? All right. Next on the agenda is consent items. An item may be removed from consent and discussed at the request of a member of the public or council member. Is there anyone in the council that would like a consent item removed for further discussion? Seeing none, is there anyone in the public that would like an item removed from consent for further discussion or comment? All right, will the city clerk please read the consent items?
Item 2, consider approving the minutes from the December 12th, 2023 council meeting. Item 3, consider approving the recommended budget adjustments to fiscal year 2023-2024 annual operating and CIP budgets. Item 4, consider approving a professional services agreement with the Nadelson Dale Group for Economic Development Strategic Planning for a total amount not to exceed $144,875. Item 5, consider accepting the Carpenter Road Landfill Mitigation Phase 1 project as complete, releasing securities, releasing payments totaling $6,959,100 to Pacific States Environmental Contractors Incorporated out of Dublin, California, and authorizing the city clerk to file a notice of completion. Item 6, consider accepting an informational report for the October 2023 accounts payable payment register and void report. Item 7, consider accepting the monthly investment report for October 2023. Item 8, consider approving an engineering services agreement with North Star Engineering Group out of Modesto for the Bystrom Area Phase 1 Straighten and Replace Water Mains project for an amount not to exceed $366,432.
Motion to approve all consent items.
All right, will the city clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Scutia-Brayton.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Alvarez.
Aye.
Councilmember Ricky.
Aye.
Councilmember Pavaro.
Aye.
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Wright.
Aye.
And Mayor Zwollen.
Aye. That carries unanimously. Next on the agenda is council comments and reports. Do any of the council members have any comments and reports? Councilmember Bavaro.
Thank you, Mayor. It is with great sadness to learn of the unexpected passing of Modesto Fire Department retired Battalion Chief Cecil Ridge. Chief Ridge served our community as a firefighter for 32 years, retiring in 2014. A longtime labor leader, he served as president of the Modesto City Firefighters Association, Local 1289, for 10 years, over 10 years, the longest serving president in Local 1289 history. During the economic downturn in 2008, Chief Ridge worked with city management, securing that no firefighter would be laid off during that economic downturn, securing financial stability for the Local 1289, and providing security that our community maintain public safety as their #1 priority without compromise. Chief Ridge will be remembered as a man of integrity, compassion, unyielding dedication, and a beacon of strength for his family, friends, and colleagues. Chief Ridge service will be held Friday, June 19th at 11 o'clock a.m. at the Modesto Center Plaza. Chief Ridge is survived by his wife of 30 years, Julie Ridge, and their children, Dustin, Madison, and Abigail. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Next, Chris Rickey.
Thank you, Mayor. Wanted to talk a little bit about some of the things this council did last year and just give a quick review of what happened here in Modesto. A lot of things. I'm really excited about the improvements we made to the Griseda Park pickleball and tennis courts. The court lighting was actually repaired, so now we can play pickleball into the evening. And Griseda's tennis courts and futsal courts were resurfaced this year, so that's going to mean a lot more use, which is going to be a lot of fun for people. I also feel like the park is getting a lot safer, and I think that is a tribute to the hard work by our police department and our park rangers. I'm also very excited that the city Parks and Recreation Department was able to save Leo the lion, brought Leo the lion back from Beardbrook Park, brought it out to Virginia Trail, and he's out there, and I'm seeing kids all the time drinking out of that fountain, and it just really warms my heart. I'm also very excited that we're going to be funding new restrooms in Griseda Park, but also in some other parks throughout the Modesto City Park system. And that's going to make our parks safer and easier to use for our kids. In 2023, we also lifted the cruising ban. That was a big deal. We had a couple people in the audience here that had a lot to do with that. But what's been great about it is how the cruising community has coordinated so well with the police department, with the community. It's been safe, and it's really added a lot of culture to our community, just like you told us it would. 2023, we also approved the SkyOne airplane for the police department. And it's been amazing to see the work that airplane has done, from doing enforcement on DUIs to reducing our sideshows. The last numbers I saw, sideshows were down by 29% year to date. Maybe we have some new numbers that'll show they're even more. That's kind of what I'm feeling, but we'll see. Also, fireworks enforcement went up dramatically as a result of the plane and the cameras that they've got on there. But anyway, it's been a great year. We've done a lot with housing too. I don't want to take the whole comment section, so I'm going to stop. But I just want to thank everyone in the city and my fellow council members and the mayor for all their hard work in 2023. And I'm really looking forward to doing more great work in 2024. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Williams.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Councilmember Bavaro, for bringing up a good friend of mine who passed away, and worked with him while he was on labor, working with other individuals. And in my time, I would hope I could take just a moment of silence for him and his family. Thank you. Furthermore, Happy New Year to everyone. And we pray, and I say that this is going to be a better year for all of us. We've had a great year with a great council. I highly esteem my fellow colleagues and mayor and city manager and city attorney and all of the staff that have done an awesome, outstanding job. And thank you again for the one thing that happened. It was in 22, but it was on the ballot, and it was Measure H. It's really helping us to get where we need to be. And I am so thankful for all of the things that are happening with the homeless individuals, or those who are houseless at this time, that we're doing our best to help that cause to where we won't be able to eradicate it, but we can certainly help the folks that are needing the help, that want the help for housing. This weekend, some of you may know or may not know, but is coming up Martin Luther King Day, MLK. And Martin Luther King events are starting on Friday for luncheon at the King Kennedy Center. There is a donation of $30 per person, and that starts at 11:30. That is at 601 North Martin Luther King Boulevard. Also on Monday at the 33rd annual commemoration will be at 202 2nd Street, which is at Christian Love Baptist Church, which is coming up this coming Monday at 10 o'clock. A lot of events on Monday. Monday at 10, and then at 1 o'clock there is a walk over by the King Kennedy Center. We'll start at the King Kennedy Center. They will convene at 1 and begin the walk at 1:30. And also with that, there is going to be a event talking about Martin Luther King, and a great gentleman in our community by the name of Michael Baldwin will be our keynote speaker at the State Theater. That starts at 5 o'clock. So there's a lot that you can do on your off day. If not, you can just reflect on the goodness of the things that he's done for our community, and as well as right here down in Modesto due to his efforts. With that, Mayor, thank you.
You're welcome. Next is Councilmember Scudia Brayton.
Thank you, Mayor. And indeed, Happy New Year's to everyone. We've started off with a bang. Much of the good work that we've put forth in this past year, and by our over 1,300 city employees, I believe, has just been fruitful. And just in this meeting, with the acknowledgement of the 3 separate financial awards to our financial department by a national organization, is one example of the good work and the fruit it has done. Also, wasn't mentioned earlier, but I want to bring attention to the award received by our community development division, having received the Audrey Nelson Community Development Award, which is a national association, a national recognition for their work in the development and expansion of the Downtown Streets team, which is an amazing group that does amazing work in beautifying and making Modesto a great place to live. So just, again, just the nation sees the good work that we all contribute to here in Modesto, and I think that's wonderful. And another area that we're really working hard with today, and many of us attended the ribbon cutting for the Modesto Day Center. This is a day center that will complement the existing shelter services and shelters that we have in the city of Modesto. The day center will be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., providing comprehensive services to our unsheltered community. It's located at 301 10th Street. And I know that this doesn't resolve the issues we have in this area. There's still so much work to do in this area, but it just speaks to the heart and the effort and our passion and conviction to continuing to address this issue in our community, to work with our community and all of our partners to improve this issue of our homeless community members. Thank you, Councilmember Bavaro, again for mentioning Chief Riggs' passing. My deepest condolences, not only for the Modesto Fire Department, but for his family. And I regret that I will be out of country and will not be able to attend his services, but very much appreciate the services that he offered to the city of Modesto. Looking forward to working diligently with my colleagues and with city staff and doing the best that we can do for the city of Modesto in 2024. And thank you. That's all I have.
All right. Vice Mayor Alvarez.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm going to cover a couple of things, a couple of wins that we had over the last year, 2023. I'm going to start with housing, go into parks, and then speak a little bit about roads. But as many of you know, the City of Modesto now offers the Rental Housing Safety Program, which aims to ensure that the safety and well-being of responsible residents and rental properties throughout the city. The Rental Housing Safety Program is a collaborative effort between the City Council, tenant advocacy groups, and various community stakeholders. And by working together, City of Modesto aims to create a thriving and safe rental housing market. Another element of housing, just as a reminder, the City of Modesto sought a $50 million investment from the state for an approximately 160,000 square foot and 6-story apartment building in downtown on 7th Street. I believe it to be called 7th Street Village. We will also see transportation improvements to that area that will provide tenants and the public with affordable alternatives to driving. The complex, 7th Street Village, will also offer early education programs and an education center, which I believe includes a computer lab for the families and residents that live there. In terms of parks, we secured $8.5 million for Cesar Chavez Park, and we also saved the boxing program that was going to be removed. So I'm very happy that that stayed, being that I boxed there as a kid, and my nephews box there, or will be boxing there now. We will also be offering a variety of STEM programs, science, technology, engineering, and math at that facility, the Maddox Youth Center, which is located on Cesar Chavez Park. In addition to that, arts and cultural programs as well for the community to enjoy and to take advantage of. We also secured an additional $8.5 million from the state for Martin Luther King Park renovations and modernization. Both of those construction projects will be underway summer of 2024 and completion aimed summer of 2026. In terms of security, another win that we had last year was an investment in security cameras in high illegal dumping areas in several of our parks and in sections of the Tuolumne River Regional Park, which is an effort to mitigate the illegal dumping, blight, left over from homeless, and just in general. In terms of roads, we had an allocation of, I believe, a little north of $3 million to revamp a Paradise Road, which I used to walk as a kid, going to Burbank Elementary, to repaint crosswalks, and I believe extend some of the sidewalks as well. There's just a few wins that we had in 2023. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge one of the comments that were made by the member of the public earlier regarding the hot dog stand incident that took place a couple of nights ago that was posted online. I want to make a recommendation here now that we approach these incidents differently. I'm a proponent of economic development. I believe in entrepreneurship. I believe, as do the majority of my colleagues, if not all of us, in offering resources to folks to get them in compliance with whether that be vending, food truck permits, and the like. So I want to make a recommendation that instead of deploying our law enforcement officers in squad cars, that we send out code enforcement officers and get these folks connected with the resources and the permits that they need and they require to operate legally, rather than seeing what occurred a few nights ago. That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Next, Councilmember Williams.
Thank you, Mayor. There are so many good things that are happening in the city itself and its employees. And if there's not this award, but I wish there was this award, it's called the Rock Star Award. And there's an individual that is here today that has done a phenomenal job in the year of 2023. Their work was extensive in community development, and that Rock Star Award goes to none other than Jessica Hill. So, Jessica, thank you for all that you have done. I think Joe was thinking he was the one, but but Jessica, you're doing a fabulous job. You did a fabulous job, and we just look to see you shine even more this year. So thank you for all that you do in economic development and in housing and in homelessness. I mean, your boat is full. So thank you.
All right. Any other comments from council members? A couple of comments that I will make. After listening to all of that, I can say that is a lot. And I think that some of you that have been here for almost all, if not every meeting, we appreciate your support. And I will reiterate that I appreciate staff, and will say that our city manager, Joe Lopez, has been the overseer of all of this. And it's a tremendous effort, and I really appreciate your work. I will, on a lighter note, mention that I really enjoy when Modesto on Ice is here. It's great to see everyone in the community having fun and enjoying our downtown and having a great winter season. I was also honored to attend, as were some others, the promotional and welcoming ceremony at the Modesto Police Department. We are having a record number of officers that want to work in our community and want to keep us safe and want to promote the health and well-being of our community and work in the way that we do together to improve our community. I attended also this morning the Board of Supervisors meeting. Manny Graywall was installed as the chair of the Board of Supervisors this year, and he's excited about that opportunity, and I'm grateful for our partnership with the county and all the other partnerships that we have to improve our community. It was mentioned, many of us were at the Day Center opening, and this is a place where our unhoused residents are able to have all of the necessities that they need during the day, and we're appreciative of that partnership as well. So that wraps up did you have another comment, Jeremiah?
No, ma'am.
Oh, okay. All right, I saw his name up there again. All right, thank you very much. That is our comment. So next, does the city manager have any comments and reports? All right, next item on the agenda is new business. Item 9, consider approving a second amendment to the city clerk employment agreement with Diane Nayaris Perez, adjusting the compensation as a result of a positive performance evaluation. And I will turn the time over to our Human Resources Director, Christina Alger.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor and Council. So this item is to bring an amendment to Diane's contract, the city clerk, to raise her base wage based on a recent positive performance evaluation. So pursuant to the city clerk's contract, a performance evaluation and consideration of an increase of compensation shall be given annually. Her evaluation was completed on December 5th, 2023, with a recommendation to provide a merit increase of approximately 4.1% to her total base salary. This would bring her base salary from $147,451 to $153,545, effective December 5th, 2023. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
All right, do council members have any questions of staff? Seeing none, I'll open this up to the public. Are there any members of the public that would like to come forward and speak under item 9? Seeing none, I will close public comments and ask council for comments. Councilmember Wright.
Thank you, Mayor. Diane, you've done a great job this last year being here, and I'm so glad that you're part of our team. And I know that the reports that you give us on a monthly basis is very helpful, and the quality of you and your staff is just amazing. So once again, I'm glad that you're part of the team. I'm looking forward to you to be here for many, many, many years.
Thank you. Councilmember Williams.
Well, coming from the easiest person to work with in the last 12 months, congratulations.
All right. Any other comments at this time? I was just thinking of all the things that were discussed this evening from council members and all that was accomplished in 2023. Add on top of that the tremendous amount of work that Diane and our clerks, Andrea's here also, do is just incredible. This is thousands of documents, public records requests, running all of the elections, making sure that every one of these agendas, if you could only imagine what's involved in every one of these agenda items with contracts, along with the help of our city attorney, our charter officers with our city manager, we have a city auditor, do a tremendous amount of work behind the scenes. And Diane does that as she sits there quietly every meeting, documents everything that's happening. It's just a really impactful, and we don't hear from her, but she is the person that really pulls it all together for us. So thank you so much for your efforts. We truly appreciate you.
Mayor, just to add to that, so the agenda, the public only sees a small part of the agenda. Our agenda pack is 400 to 500 pages long. So on our agenda, there's a lot of items that are with our agenda in the packet. So there's a lot of reading, a lot of researching that our departments do, and then Diane's got to put it all together. And it's just amazing. I don't know how you do it, but you do a great job.
All right, so I have a resolution approving a second amendment to the employment agreement with Diane Nayaris Perez to increase base salary to $153,545.60. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Councilmember Escudia Brayton and a second by
David.
Councilmember Wright. Will the clerk please call the roll for this item?
Yes, Councilmember Scutia Brayton.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Alvarez.
Aye.
Councilmember Ricky.
Aye.
Councilmember Bavaro.
Aye.
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Wright.
Aye.
And Mayor Zwalin.
Aye, so the motion carries unanimously. Are there any matters too late for the agenda?
It's too late.
Seeing none, I'm calling the meeting of the City Council to be adjourned.